Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing today? Thank you so much for being part of this wonderful. Thank you so much for being part of this wonderful YouTube community is what I wanted to tell you. So what we're going to do right now is it's going to be an amazing, session. I have a very important message to communicate to you. Being part of this, wonderful field of human behavior and handwriting analysis, I realize one important aspect. We have a lot of fears associated with our existence. Yes, there are so many fears, and some of the fears we know it and we acknowledge it. Some of the fears we don't even know it, and that's why we don't even acknowledge it. But it is impacting us. It is impacting the way you look at a new opportunity. It is impacting the way you start any new thing and the way you are looking at ending that new thing, or even creating, positive results in your life. And all this has a huge impact because we are operating from fear. So when I talk about fear, we all have understanding about fears, but I want to tell you one important thing which I have discovered about fear. Fear, and I think you should write this down if you want to. Fear could be an amazing motivation. Yes, most of us actually operate with fear because it actually motivates us to do certain things, including paying our bills on time, including being on time, including honoring the deadline, because fear is an amazing motivation. Number two, what is important for us to understand and realize is that our fear could also be our limitation. Yes, there are certain things which we'll never do because you are operating from fear. And that's why you deprive yourself out of doing that work or achieving certain result in your life. So today, let us start this conversation on fear. And today, let us focus on one important fear. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to be using a PowerPoint presentation, which is going to be helping us to be more precise in our conversation. And ladies and gentlemen, let's do this right now. The conversation is about fear. And what is the two important fear we are discussing right now? And that is the fear of success. So let's go ahead and let's explore this. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the PowerPoint presentation. So now look at this. If you really look at this, we are decoding the two most important fears. The first one is fear of failure. This is something which you already know about it and we are aware of it. So what is fear of failure? Do you know fear of failure is basically a fear that you will fail. And that's why you don't want to take up that project. That's why you don't want to start that project. You know why, Imran? If I start, something will go wrong and I don't want people talking about me. You know what? That is one of the biggest fears we have actually experienced. So what is the second type of limitation? If you have fear of failure, because you fear what people will say, you'll not start it. Because you fear failing, you will never even attempt it. And you know what? This is something which we all know about. In fact, we will talk about this in detail in the coming days. But today, our focus is on fear of success. And you must be wondering, Imran, do really people fear being successful? Yes, people do fear being successful. And it's such a fear that, you know, you end up doing certain things just to make sure that you don't reach the fear. And the letter which we're going to be focusing on this is, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this right now. The letter which we're going to be focusing on today to understand this fear is, make a note of it, it is the letter Y or the G or the J or the Z. So that means to say all the lower zone letters. So we're going to be focusing on this. So what exactly we're going to be focusing on this? What is that exact thing which you need to look into your handwriting to figure out that whether you have fear of success or not. But before that, let's go ahead and explore more about fear of success. Let's find out what exactly fear of success is all about. Are you all with me? So what you do is normally whenever we experience fear of success, these are the certain things which we actually do to ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, yours focus on your screen right now. We actually self-sabotage our own self. So the moment you fear success, the immediate reaction is that you actually impact on your own self. Now look at that. What do you mean by this is you actually become the biggest roadblock to your own success. And the next important thing, what you do out of having fear of success is that you actually draw limited goals for yourself. You don't want to go all out. You don't want to actually press all the buttons of success. You'll say, okay, let me do this enough. Let me do this enough. Now, what else is possible? You also operate with low self-esteem. Itna hi kafi hai. This is enough for me. I don't really need to aspire bigger things. I don't want bigger results because I want to spend more time with my family, or maybe because I don't want to have a change of city, or I don't want to take up the promotion. All these things is possible. And what else is possible? Because you're operating from fear of success, there's a higher chance of you actually making a pass on all the opportunities which you're experiencing in your life. Are you all with me? So how do you deal with all these things? Imran, tell me, what should I look into my handwriting? And whenever I show you something on the screen, there are two things which I want you to do. Number one, if you have it, work on it. Even if you don't have this in your handwriting, be aware next time, whenever you write, whenever you sign, don't allow this to seep in into your handwriting. Ready for it? So let's explore. So whenever we look at the letter Y, this is how we look at it. Let's do this right now. So normally, whenever we look at our letter Y, so let's operate from a baseline. You see this? There's a baseline. And fear of success is basically, if you write your Y, you actually go down. And when you're about to come up, you know what? The stroke actually comes up and starts fading away. And you actually see this, they go and they cross this. Even in your writing your G, you actually write it this way. Even if you're writing your words, letter Z, you actually write it this way. So it's not reaching the baseline. We call this line as a baseline where everything starts, right? So this is the baseline. So can you see that it's actually falling down? Okay, so let me show you in writing. So if you're writing the word way, so you can see that you actually write it this way. If you're writing the word, so can you see that this is how it shows up in writing? So there is a stroke which is falling down. I know some of you will be happy because Imran, I am not making my Y fall down like this. Most of my Y are actually like this. And you know what I want to tell you this? The law of gravity also applies here. So if it is in the air, there are higher chances that it can actually fall down like this. And if you really pay attention, most of your Ys or Gs, you see that it's actually coming lower and lower, and eventually it will fall down. So what happens when you have like this in your handwriting or in your signature is that imagine if you have 10 steps to achieve what you want to achieve in your goal. So this is where the result is. This is where the result is. You start your journey here. You go up, and you go up. And just about when you're about to receive the result, you give up. You give up. And this is what is called as fear of success. So let me explain you what is fear of success in a most simplest of example. If you're an amazing lady out there who is working, and I'm sure you'll resonate with this, how many times did you give a pass to a promotion because you felt if I take up this promotion, if I take up this new opportunity, my family time will get impacted, and that's why I don't want to do that. And all the wonderful men out there, how many times you made a pass on an opportunity for promotion because it was involving you to let go of your current team or let go of your current state and then do it. But the question is, Imran, why do we actually do this? I want to tell you this. We are resisting success. Are you with me? We are resisting success because success is amazing. But what brings along, what comes along the success, make a note of this. What comes along success is change. And as human beings, we are not designed to accept change. And that's why we actually don't even work towards becoming successful, because the fear we are operating from here is the fear of change. And if you're able to relate to what I just said, whenever you watch this video, go ahead, type in on the comments below saying that you're able to relate to it. Go back to your life, how many times you actually sabotaged your own success because you feared the change. And you know what? Sometimes you did not even make a conscious decision. It happened naturally. It actually happened so naturally. Now, the question is, Imran, will I just have, if I have to get out of this, okay, what you said, I understand. Okay, I know this is fear of success. I know this is what is stopping me from achieving what I want to achieve in my life. but how do I get out of it? I appreciate that you're looking at changing this, but what comes before changing is to understand what to change. Let me say this again. Just before you make any changes, it's important that you need to understand why you need to change. And I want you to go and reflect into your life and see how this fear of success is reflecting not only in your career, see how it is reflecting on your health, see how it is reflecting in your relationship, see how it is reflecting in the area of money, because every single dimension gets impacted because of this. And if you don't have this in your handwriting, and if you still have this, emotion, you know what? Everything happens twice, once in your mind and next in your reality. So if it is just in your mind level, it's easy to eliminate it. But if it has got into a system of your behavior and this is how you're operating your life, and that's where graphotherapy comes in. And graphotherapy is not just about changing letters, it's also about bringing the conscious awareness. Now, if you're sitting there and wondering, Imran, so I just have to change my Y, I just have to change my G to get over this? Yes, that's the easiest way of saying yes. But the best way to work on any changes to also bring in conscious efforts. Yes, you need to really work on your conscious way. What is the things which you work on your conscious way? So let's also explore on that and also give you graphotherapy. So I'm giving you both the answers to it. So the conscious way of overcoming fear of success is first, identify the fear. Which area of your life this is getting impacted? Are you with me? Which area of your life is getting impacted? Where do you see this impacting you more than anywhere else? Number two, what is important for you to look into is that challenge your limiting belief. Why are you able to only do this much of sales? Why are you only able to do this much of level of performance? Why are you not able to go to the next level of it? Identify that. These are the things which you can do it on a conscious level. So the next thing is, also up your game, set realistic goals. Do things which makes it easy for you to achieve so that you can start celebrating it. Are you all with me? The next important thing is, I love this. I actually do this on a regular basis. Visualize your success, win the game, because everything on this planet Earth is created twice. And I want you to win this in your mind level first. In your mind level first. Now, the most important aspect. The most important aspect. What is that which you can change in your handwriting? So next time when you write, so this is a graphotherapy. So I gave you a conscious efforts which you need to put in. And now let's focus on working on your Y or a G. So ladies and gentlemen, whenever you write your Y or a G next time, if this is your baseline, if this is the head of your Y, go down straight and come back and make sure you complete it here. I know if you have a habit of going up and completing up like this, you can also do that, but I suggest you stop it here, or you can actually connect it to the following letter. That will be the most easiest way of doing it. But make sure whenever you write your next Y or a G, make sure you take some efforts to complete it. And always make sure this line is straight. Always make sure this line is straight. Don't make it a little crooked. Don't make it a curve like this. It should always be straight. Whether you write your G, whether you write your Y, or whether you write your G. And the next question is, Imran, how many days should I practice this? So a minimum of 21 days is what is suggested. And when you do that, come back to me and share what's happening and what was the shift you experienced in your life by practicing this later. So this was today's learning, and look forward to come back with more such small learnings, which will have a big impact in your life, in every dimension of your life. So stay tuned. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, so do that so that you get notified next time I go live.